Hello and welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you were so inclined. Today's video is the first of what I'm calling the Headset Deathmatch. Anyway, it's just a comparison between the Corsair Virtuoso RGB wireless and the SteelSeries Arctis 7 wireless. There are going to be 6 rounds, I'm sure. They're popping up on the screen as we speak. Anyway, at the end of those 6 rounds, we will know which of these is the best, and it must be true because, well, science. So round 1 is style, design, and build quality. So I figured we'd start with the Arctis 7 wireless from SteelSeries. Now, already you can see in terms of design, this is a rather unusual one. It's got this aluminium band over the top, which is in fact one solid piece of aluminium, and it feels very strong, and I kind of like it. And then around that is this strap. Now they call this ski goggle style. Sick, I suppose. But this is interchangeable as well, so you can buy different designs of this on the SteelSeries website, so you can personalise it that way, which is good, but obviously that comes at a fee. Now you can change this to whatever size you want by simply undoing the Velcro. Now, the payoff with getting it more accurate for your head is the lack of convenience. It's not like the traditional style as it is on the Virtuoso where you can just click it into place, but I do kind of like it. It is very unusual and that does stand out for me. Now the ear cups, they feel a bit plasticky. When you're spending this amount of money, I'd expect all of it to be completely metal. Now don't get me wrong, it still feels very solid, it really does. Now I do like the shape of this. I like that they've gone for more of an oval shape, which is kind of more of the shape of the ear, and I do like the material they're using. We have to mention the microphone for the design on this. I like that. I like that it's retractable. I like that you don't have to take it off where you could in fact lose it if you were just using them as a pair of headphones for whatever reason, but they're kind of nice. I like them. I like them. Now let's move on to the Virtuoso and we'll have a look at the style, design and build quality of those. Now immediately, when picking these up, you can just feel the build quality. They are so plush. They're very nice. They're very, very nice. Even down to this. Listen. It just sounds expensive and solid, and I said this in the video I did for a review, which I'm sure is popping up all over the place, but these are a very, very good set of headphones and they're very well put together. It's gone for a traditional style, so not like the ski goggle style that we saw on the Arctis 7. This is more of a traditional style, but done very, very well, and I feel that it's equally as impressive as trying something new. The actual arm, the frame for it, is solid metal. It is very, very nice. The ear cups themselves, I normally don't like leatherette, but they do work with these and they're very, very well cushioned. The headband itself is very well cushioned. I do very much like it. Now the design of the microphone for this is slightly different. Look at it. This just looks solid and you can feel the weight to it. Now when it's plugged into the headset, it is a keyed lock as well, which is kind of nice. Just means you can't put it in the wrong way. That's what you get and that's what it looks like. This thing is massive on the end, and I just think the design of it again just looks overly premium. Everything looks expensive. Everything seems very well put together, and I do very much like this. Now in terms of build quality, I'd say they're both equal. I would. And in terms of the design itself, again I would. This has gone full traditional design for a headset, but done very well and crafted together beautifully. This has gone for something new with the ski goggle style. But in terms of style itself, I say that these win. I just think these look like a nicer, it looks like a nicer headset. Let's pull the mic out on this, and again it's kind of flimsy. But there we are. I do feel that this wins just on style alone. I'm normally not one for aesthetics, but round 1 to the Virtuoso. Let's move on. So round 2, comfort. Now this is a nice short easy round. Now as I said earlier, the design of these is the ski goggle style, and it is very comfortable. That's one thing that this headset has going for it. It's remarkably comfortable, and this is convenient. If you are just using them as headphones, don't get me wrong, you can't just push it back in without upsetting the position. However, when they just rest over your ears like this, they are very, very comfortable. Yeah, no complaints with that, no complaints at all. But let's have a look at the Virtuoso. These things are heavy, but when you put them on, and the ear cups are round by the way, they're not oval like those. But when we put them on, they're very easy to get to size, and honestly, they are comfortable, but you can feel them. You feel this across your head. It's not uncomfortable, and I have had quite long gaming sessions on both of these, by the way. I'm not just basing it purely on the 1 minute that I've got on my head, but they are both very comfortable. I must say though, the winner of this for me, yeah, it's the Arctis 7. In terms of overall comfort, you can barely feel them on your head, so they do win for me in terms of comfort, which takes us on to round 3. Straight in, no messing about. So we're on the Arctis 7 wireless. This is the Clearcast mic. Now the spec for this says something along the lines of, where are you? Oh yeah, the frequency response is between 100 and 10,000 Hz, which is fine. Which means it doesn't pick up a lot of the overly high end. But it is quite a nice microphone. I'm not going to get away from that, but I do feel that it sounds a bit nasally. It's not very studio mic, shall we say, but then it's not supposed to be. It's a headset. You can pick this up if you're speaking with your friends online over Discord, whatever. This is all perfectly clear. You could even probably do a little bit of streaming with it, although I'd recommend a USB mic for that under general circumstance. But let's swiftly move on to the Virtuoso and give that a bit of a listen now. And here we are with the Corsair Virtuoso Special Edition. The microphone for this, they call a broadcast quality mic, and I'm not going to lie, it is very, very good. For a headset microphone, it's one of the best I've ever heard. It does capture those bassier tones in the voice and stops it sounding so nasally, which I am remarkably impressed with. When I first heard this, I was impressed, and I am going to give the victory to the Virtuoso SE. I already knew this was a shoo-in for this when I was writing down the criteria for the rounds, but it is what it is. This thing is, it's remarkable for a headset microphone. I'm very, very impressed with it, I'm not going to lie. So there you are, it's pretty much a done deal. But let's move on anyway to the next round. So I thought we'd do the audio test using a set of Corsair Compatibility. The cars should be all around us. I've started mid-pack deliberately, so we should get a lot of good tones through the drivers of the headset itself, and that'll be a fair test for the surround sound because there should be sound coming all around us. But anyway, I'll be quiet now and we'll do 30 seconds or so.
Green light, go, go, go. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Okay, so we'll move on to the Virtuoso now. So now we're doing that very same test again, but this time with the Corsair Virtuoso RGB Wireless SE. Great name. Anyway, I'll be quiet for 30 seconds or so you can have a bit of a listen. Well, for me, the clear winner in this, again, is the Corsair Virtuoso RGB Wireless SE. The audio in this is just so precise and full. That's the main thing. There's no hollowness to the sound. It's very, very full and rich audio. But I very much like it. So there we are. We'll move on to the next round. Let's have a look at the accessories and the features of the Arctis 7 that SteelSeries have provided. So immediately we'll go with the boring one. So we've got the charging cable. It's USB Type A to micro USB. Not Type C, sadly, but it just as effective. All devices seem to have them. It annoys me, but they're there. Then we have this, which you can see I have not used in any way. I believe that this connector is a mini HDMI or micro HDMI. I'm not entirely sure. Could be proprietary, I don't know. And that goes to another 4-pole 3.5mm jack. We'll get on to why that's there later. Then we have this, the wire that's required for wireless. This is the dongle. Now it seems ridiculous at first that you've just got this massive thing on the end of this wire. However, there is a line in and line out, so you can jack somebody else in to your actual headset so they can hear the same of you if there's a few of you want to be quiet. So that is kind of a cool feature, but it just annoys me how if I want a wireless headset, I don't want all of these wires. It bugs me a little bit. But let's move on to the headset itself. Now the first feature we have already mentioned in the design section is the microphone, because it is a cool feature. But on the microphone itself, it does have a light that indicates if you're on mute. It goes red if you're on mute. The mute switch, by the way, is up here. Now it is recessed in the back. I'm not sure if you can see. But when you press it out, then it stops being recessed, so you can feel it. So if you see the red light and you need to get off mute, you can find that button quite quick. Now next to that is this, the volume dial. Easy to explain. Push it up to turn the volume up, down to turn it down. Nice and simple. Then we have the I/O, as we've discussed with all of these cables. So we have this weird, we'll just call it a mini HDMI connector here. We have the 3.5mm jack connector just there, and the charging connector that's micro USB just there. On this ear cup, however, you have the power button, which, obvious, you just hold it down to turn it on, but it also doubles up. So you can use it for music. So you can play, pause, skip forward, skip back, tracks, things like that. But the number one feature of this headset is right here next to it. Now, all headsets should have this feature. It should be a mainstay for modern headsets. This is the game to chat volume mixer. But anyway, there you are. That's the feature set and accessories that come with the SteelSeries Arctis 7 wireless. Let's move on to the Corsair Virtuoso SE and see what that comes with. Instantly, when we look at the accessories for this, it's far nicer. Let's start with this. You get the carry case, a very plush, velvety feel carry case with a Corsair logo embossed on aluminium that's pressed into the magnetic clip that closes it for your headset itself, which is a nice touch. However, I believe that probably did cost £10. So that's just an added cost that I'm probably never going to use, to be honest. But anyway, let's move on to the other bits. We have a standard 3.5mm jack. It's a 4-pole jack. So if you are wanting to play on Xbox or anything like that, you can just jack in, but do not do that. There is no mic control at all on this, but we'll get to that later. We also have this. Now this I very much do appreciate. This is the charging cable and also the cable you can wire to your PCs. It's a Type A to Type C connector. So very quick charging on this headset. And these cables, by the way, are braided and they feel very, very plush and posh like the rest of the headset itself. So that's absolutely fantastic. And then the wireless dongle, unlike on the Arctis 7, where we had the wire that was required for wireless, this is simply a dongle. Yes, it has no line in and line out, but that's not what I use my gaming headset for. Now on the headset itself, I always am pleased with how attractive this headset is. We will mention the microphone itself. It does have a light that indicates whether you're on mute or not, but it does have an annoying green light there all the time when you are not on mute, so I don't know why it's indicating that. It does have RGB that's been machined into this side plate, and I don't see the point of that. That's a negative for me. It doesn't require a light to be there. I can't see it, so I don't care. On the actual ear cups themselves, we'll start here. So the actual volume wheel is very nice. It really is. This is a solid piece of aluminium, and the way that it glides is fantastic, and it is an infinity wheel, so it will just keep going round. There's no stopping point. You then have the selector between wireless and wired in. Now this also doubles up as the power. So if you're wireless, you just flick it to wireless and that will power the headset on. If you're wired in, obviously you're already charging while using it, so no use of that. It's just automatically on. You then have on this side the USB Type-C connector for charging and, like I said earlier, just to wire into the computer itself. And if you wanted to play on Xbox or just listen to music, you can use the 3.5mm jack through there. So I'd say in terms of accessories, yes, definitely the Corsair Virtuoso wins. I nearly called it the Void because I've been making a video for it. The Corsair Virtuoso wins. Braided cables, much nicer wireless dongle, and a carry case. So hands down that. However, it is missing that key feature. There is no game to chat mixer, and that to me is it's a big issue for me in the modern day. So I would say that this round goes to the Arctis 7, even though it doesn't have braided cables, even though it doesn't just have a dongle, it has a massive wire that's required for wireless. The wireless wire, we'll call it. And it definitely doesn't have a carry case, but it does have that key feature of the game to chat mixer. This is the final round. We are on round 6, which is compatibility. Now, compatibility meaning across different platforms. Now, both of these headsets are designed specifically for PC. Now, I have used them both on Xbox, for instance, and they both work. That's the thing you should understand. They do both work. However, you have very limited control over anything to do with the Xbox with the Virtuoso. Now, in terms of the Arctis 7, you can just plug that into the Xbox pad using the 3.5mm jack, and then you do have full mic and audio control because that's all built onto the headset. I'm not sure why it doesn't work too well with the Virtuoso. But in terms of compatibility from my own experience, I'd definitely say that the Arctis 7 wins, which really leads this deathmatch to a nowhere ending. We have ended on a draw, so the only possible thing I could say at the end of that is I do own both of these headsets, obviously. The one I use, however, is this. I think that this is a nicer looking headset, I think the sound is better, I think the mic is better, yet I still choose the Arctis 7 simply because of that one feature. The chat to game mixer, it's essential. Corsair, you were so close to making the perfect headset. All you needed was that feature. So there we are. It's not a very rambunctious ending, I'm sure, but for me, the one I would recommend, because I have had questions about this on the channel, it's the Arctis 7, all the way. Arctis 7. I definitely will commit to that. Well, thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you did like this comparison, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. There are more to come. They will be done over different price ranges of headset, and I do need to get them in now, because well, everything seems to be out of stock, to be perfectly honest. But if you did like this, do subscribe. Why not hit the like button? If you watched to the end and didn't like it, thank you for the view, and I'm sorry I couldn't entertain you. But anyway, enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Goodbye.